It took me a while to finish watching this because, like, halfway through, I just got so freaking annoyed. I stop and I say, oh my God, boy, I really gotta force myself to get through this one. Really gotta force myself to get through this one. 8 episodes, and it was just really difficult to get through because I'm telling you, Netflix Devil May Cry will make you cry at how absolutely stupid this thing is. But here are my top 10 takeaways from season 1. So let's dive into this one. And we gotta start off with Dante. Now, I don't mind Dante being a little cocky. I don't mind Dante being a little bit wisecracking, and I don't mind Dante being a bit of a badass. The problem is in this, Dante comes off as a neurotic child that has had one too many sugar rushes in life, and that's it. The guy's an absolute idiot. He makes really ridiculous, lame-ass jokes. When you first meet him, he's saving this woman from, being attacked by some demon, and I think her baby got replaced with a demon, and he never fixes that. So she probably still had a demon baby, I guess. And it's just really ridiculous. The guy doesn't have any kind of, interest in what he does, anything like that. Even when they're telling you, okay, you're a half demon, he's like, no, it's because of some kind of mutation again. And then the very next episode is like, okay, fine, he's a demon. Everything that happens is just really ridiculous. I mean, his whole big demon transformation probably should have been something you have to know. It just happens. Like, that's it. Push him and then bam. There's no drama in this when it comes to Dante. Every time he is there, they just go out of the way to just make everything that could be as lame as possible happen, just happen. So you just be like, okay, Dante could do that. All right, Dante did that. Okay, Dante did this. It's really badly executed. You don't even have time to say, well, okay, maybe this is going to be okay, I guess. No, it's just really pathetic. Honestly, the whole big reveal that he's actually a demon, or half demon, I should say, should have had some kind of build up to it. No, no. Let's tell him, he's a demon, doesn't want to believe it. Next episode, okay, fine, he's a demon. Tell him, okay, he has a big demon transformation, he doesn't want to believe that. Okay, next episode, bam, he transforms. Oh, by the way, his brother's alive, they want to believe it. Okay, no, bam, he just believes it, his brother's alive. It's like, what? You even crying with this? Ay, ay, ay. And then we go to number 2, Mary Ann Markham. It's very rare for me to dislike a character this early, but I'm telling you, within 5 minutes of Mary being introduced, I was hoping and praying to God somebody to shoot her in the face. This woman was the embodiment of piss you off. Honestly, they literally tried to turn this whole series into a Mary Sue episode, season we want to call it. All the things that Dante should have been doing, they had her do. Like finding out that the demons, that not all demons are bad, that some are good, infiltrating White Rabbit's headquarters, having to fight through the demon kind of thing. All this stuff you should have had Dante doing, or at least Dante and her doing it. No, you had her do it. They go out of their way to paint it to do it with the oh, she's this badass demon hunter, and she's the best there is, and she could do all of this, and she killed this demon, and you're like, oh God, I don't give a shit. Can you get to find out about her backstory, or she used to play with some friend and play? and play fighting demon. And then one day she and her mother and father were out and they get attacked by a demon, and the father tried to tell people, but nobody believed him. So he became literally obsessed with it, and then literally inject himself with demon blood and turn to some kind of vampire or some freaking thing, murder the mother, try to kill she, so she burned down the house with him in it, and you're like, all right. And then she develops this whole thing, oh, what? All demons are bad, and she has just to kill all of them. And she goes out of her way to humiliate Dante time after time again. Dante literally has superhuman abilities. She doesn't. I'm not saying she can't be clever because she has gadgets and all kind of thing, but absolutely ridiculous shit happens with her and she goes with him. And then, of course, you get to find out she's literally the architect of her own problems. The whole thing with White Rabbit that I'll get to later on was caused because she's a trigger happy asshole. That's what. She and her so-called team, and the whole reason that White Rabbit exists, about that, all of it, literally all of it's absolutely freaking stupid. And then even when she tries to have some big turnaround with all that thing, no, it doesn't. What does she do? She literally finds out that the people that she's working for are a bunch of untrustworthy, evil scumbags. Even though they are the U.S. military, you'd think she'd have the common sense out of it. No, she literally injects Dante with a sedative when his back is turned, because, like I said, he's an idiot, and then gives him over to them so they could stick him into some kind of cryo tank and experiment the shit out of him. That's it. Absolutely stupid, boy. Eh. Number 3, William Baines, the U.S. Vice President, voiced by the late Kevin Conroy. Now, I really did enjoy hearing Kevin Conroy's voice again. It's a little weird that the Vice President sounded something like Batman, but still, it was good to hear his voice again. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Vice President is an evil, you know, religious fanatic sycophant who doesn't give a flying crap about any kind of demon. Because even when Mary finds out that, not all demons are bad, some of them are just peaceful beings who just want to escape the tyranny that's happening in the demon world, and she offers them sanctuary, the Vice President orders his soldiers to kill them. And I mean, innocent women and children, shoots them dead. So that's going on. So this guy isn't good at all. Really isn't good at all. But again, I will say it was nice to hear Kevin Conroy's voice in this again. May he rest in peace. So if that way is where it's due. Number 4, the White Rabbit. There are times when you can feel sympathy for a villain. There are times when you can even say, well, okay, a villain is, sympathetic in what they do, whatever the reasons for, kind of thing like that. And one may say that, okay, you could feel that for the White Rabbit. No, this guy is an idiot. There's no other way, but this guy is an idiot. An absolute idiot. Because here's the thing when it comes to White Rabbit. You would think when you first meet him, he's some kind of rabbit demon. No, he's actually human, right? He was a human boy who ended up going through a crack in the dimension. When he was a kid, he goes through a crack in the dimension and ends up in the demon realm, where he meets some peaceful demons until they live with them, but there's danger all around, the air is toxic and all of that. And, he invents a device that kind of detects and amplifies the cracks that happen in the between the two realms, so he could lead the peaceful demons out of the demon realm to safety. So he starts doing that. He then encounters Mary's team, who are a bunch of gun-ho idiots who believe all demons are bad. When he tries to tell them, no, that's not the case, and that they are being chased by a dangerous demon, they won't listen. Dangerous demon thing comes through the portal behind them, because I don't know why he didn't just close it. But like I said, he's an idiot. So they open fire, killing the innocent demon, blowing up the place, heavily injuring it. So like I said, Mary is literally the cause of her own problems. Understand me? What does he do? He decides that he's going to look into Mary's whole organization called Darkham. How he gets the information, I don't know. He's got like just gets like newspaper clippings and all kinds of things like that. Injects himself with a continued supply of demon blood. How that didn't turn him into a monster the same way it did to Mary's father, I don't know. And then he literally just sews a rabbit face mask over his head, and that's it. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like, you could have said that, he started capturing, because he actually says that, he actually says that he had to implement some of the methods of his own villains and stuff like that. You could have said that, he had started capturing members, soldiers of Darkham, and experimenting on them using the technology and stuff that they got, because he was stealing from them and all kind of thing. And he found a way to literally turn himself into basically an artificial half demon, where he would like where he would change between a demon rabbit form and his human self. And that's why he was like that, because he had actually turned himself into an artificial one. No, he didn't do that. And then, like I said, the guy starts off wanting to help these peaceful demons, right? He then brings them over to this world and locks them up and starts experimenting on them and saying that, it's for their own good. And they all start to be afraid. I mean, it's basically like a suicide bomber putting a bomb on a child to go and blow themselves up and then say, it's for their own good. That's how ridiculous it is. But even if you could get past all of that, his plan is the dumbest piece of shit I have heard in years. Right? He wants to save the demons that are in the demon world, because the air over there is toxic and they get this kind of thing. So he wants to use the two. So he has to get his hands on these two amulets, right? One of which he got already. The other one is in possession of Dante, and he has Spada's sword. He needs some of Dante's blood. So what he tried to do is basically, Dante's father, Spada, was a demon knight who turned against the demon lord and then sealed off the demon realm from Earth. White Rabbit wants to literally tear down that so that he could merge the two worlds together, because he believes that by doing that, he's going to save the people in them. And I mean, oh God, here's the thing. Everything that's over there is going to come over here, right? There is no buffer in between. So what happened in the demon realm is going to happen over here. The toxic air, the evil demons, everything. And his justification that, oh, it needs to happen to save us. I'm like, are you a complete jackass? He did not even need to do all of this. He literally has a device that could detect and open rifts between them. So all he had to do was keep saving those peaceful demons. But no, he literally wants to bring hell to earth and believes in doing so it's going to save something. I think the guy is an idiot. His plan makes no sense. Or for some reason, you're supposed to feel sympathetic to this dumbass. Why? Literally, why? Oh my God, boy. You go to number 5, Mary's team. We meet a bunch of these random weirdos who are Mary's so-called team. They all get killed, and apparently we're supposed to care and not sure why. We got no emotional attachment to them. Seeing them mow down a bunch of peaceful demons didn't really do much. I don't know any of their names. I don't care to know any of their names. One looks like a ninja, I guess. That's what she looks like. And they all get killed, and you're left to wonder, like, why are we supposed to care? And again, it ends with Mary having to do the gauntlet, run through White Rabbit's, fortress, if you want to call it that. because they literally trying to turn this thing into all about her for some reason. I don't even care. And then you go to the plot. The plot actually makes no sense. None. Because the vice president wants to capture Dante, knowing that Dante is half demon, so he could work with them to save the earth because he's a religious fanatic and this is going to happen. White Rabbit plot whole so-called plan makes absolutely no sense. The two merge together and doesn't make any sense at all. And the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous because the so-called soldiers and US government who wants to save the earth are even more dangerous than the freaking demons. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on. I don't even know why all this was even in there, but it makes no sense. I mean, if you had just had like, like I said, um he was a half demon or something like that, and he was evil, like that. Or should I say he was an artificially created half demon, and he hated humanity so badly he wanted to really get rid of them. You know what happened? And he was a crazy lunatic, and you could have had a plot there, but the rest of this is just dumb. That's it, really dumb. You get to number 7. Everyone is bad and stupid. There is literally nobody in this entire thing that I could honestly say wasn't either evil or stupid. Dante, stupid. Mary, stupid and bad. Vice President, bad. It's the whole thing about it, bad. White Rabbit, stupid and bad. Demon, stupid and bad. Everybody else, stupid and bad. It literally makes no sense what this was trying to do. I guess they had some kind of thought going in, but it never made any kind of actual sense. I think that's why after like 4 episodes, like, oh God, what even is this shit? Just really ridiculous. Oh my God, I couldn't get what the hell was going on. Really, I don't understand what's going on. It's like really, really ridiculous. There's even this one guy, Baines, who apparently, White Rabbit took his family hostage, so he's working with them, and he's an infiltrator in Darkom, only for him to steal White Rabbit's device that opens rifts, the one he could have just used all along, take it to the vice president, who then has him killed, and then decides to open up rifts on his own. It's like, what point are you trying to make here with this? Everybody is just bad and stupid. That's it. Number 8. The animation is good, but the action is lackluster. It's just very lackluster. Just for him to go outside of the race and then literally have the bomb that Mary put in his head explode. No, his head wasn't blown off, but that probably would have been the best thing to happen to him, but whatever. Mary's whole big fight through White Rabbit's building was just godly stupid. I wanted to see Dante do that because that would have been cool. No. She just runs around shooting a demon bullets. Yeah, telling you. Then number 9. At some point, this turned into a weird US invasion of hell. They use some kind of metaphor for the invasion of Iraq or some kind of thing. I don't even know. I really don't even know. Because basically, I can tell you what happens is that in the end, Baines takes White Rabbit's device that opens portals to the demon realm to the vice president that has him killed. They then start opening rifts of their own. US military goes in there, starts killing demons and literally invading hell, setting up their own production factories and all kind of thing. And you see them posing for pictures and all kind of thing. Soldiers, they're posing with dead demons and all kind of thing, literally locking up and enslaving some of them. You're like, isn't this supposed to be devil maker? What the shit is all of this in here? It literally is freaking stupid, and you're just wondering, what kind of shit is this? Which literally leads me to number 10. Was this even devil may cry? Dante was an idiot. It was focusing way too much on Mary. All this US military invading shit nobody asked for. Understand me? The plot made no sense at all. None. And even when Dante had his big fight at the end with White Rabbit and all kind of stuff like that, it's supposed to be interesting, but the fact that you learn all that crap leading up to it, you really don't care, and then Dante literally gets double crossed by Mary in the end and ends up in a tank in some US base to be experimenting on. Like, what the shit? Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, Virgil shows up at the end, but that has about as much impact as water. It's really pathetic what they did with this. Honestly, this thing made less sense than anything. I cannot, in good faith, recommend anybody to watch it. It was just nonsense. Really, really nonsense. My final rating for Netflix Devil May Cry season 1, I'm going to give this a 1.8 out of 5. I cannot recommend anybody to watch this. I think it's just nonsensical shit and needs to just be gone. That's it. It just needs to be gone. It's not doing anything for anybody. It's just embarrassing at this point. But there is a second season coming, so well, yeah, that's stuff. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.